with war, murder, immorality, and deception. But he then ends the chapter speaking of the will of God. And though these two themes may seem to be on different levels, they are in fact related. When a believer is out of the will of God, he becomes a troublemaker instead of a peacemaker. When Jonah ran from God's will for him to preach in Nineveh, he ended up threatening the lives of all the sailors on that ship. Lot entered Sodom and lived among the immoral, and in return, his family was taken away, and all he was left with was Saul. King David fell prey to the world's will and coveted another man's wife, and in turn became an adulterer and murderer. What was that name? He was. Each time, man had the wrong attitude towards God's will. The idea that God has a will or a plan for each of us and our lives is an obvious truth. And sadly, too many people look at God's plan for them as bitter medicine that they must take like chalky daily vitamins. For many years, I had a set of steps that I had planned out for me to accomplish in the future. Get a good job, a good reliable car, a nice home, get married, have children, and live happily ever after. That was all 7 years ago. But the problem was that I wanted it to happen then and now. At times I would cry out, "Come on, God, hurry up and bless me." I fell prey to the devil's scheme of my believing that good things would come to me right away if I did all the right things. I was putting the world and work before faith, forgetting that work and faith go hand in hand, for it is by faith that we work to be strong in God's word. I did not have a clear understanding of my priorities. I was working all my life on my time instead of letting God work on my life on his time. So for years, I worked to achieve my so-called goals. It wasn't until this past March that I finally learned how to sort out those priorities correctly. And I sat back and let God take over. I read about Matthew working diligently in the tax office until Christ came in and said, "Follow me." I reread that verse several times that weekend and began to understand the meaning. I even fell to my knees and asked God to take all my troubles and anxieties from my heart. And since that day, I have felt God's blessings on me and my family. This past June, God blessed us with a new home. We signed the closing paperwork on a Friday, and precisely 3 days later, Mandy tells me we're having a baby. Now, this may seem normal to you, like the old saying goes, new house, next comes a new baby. But you don't understand. Last September, doctors told us that there was a high likelihood that we weren't going to have any kids. So when this news came, I knew it was from God. I would pray daily for a child. And just as the Lord promised Abraham and Sarah with a child, so he did with us, but on his time, not on our time, or my time. Thankfully, we didn't have to wait till we were 100 like Abraham and Sarah to have a child. I'll take age 26 over 100 any day. 7 years seems like an eternity, but to God, it's the blink of an eye. We worry about the day and what's to come tomorrow. Well, we shouldn't. Time is fleeting. Matthew 6:34 says, "Therefore don't worry about tomorrow." And just as James says in verse 14, we don't even know what tomorrow may bring. For we are like a puff of smoke. We appear on this earth and then in an instant, gone. Just think that scientists tell us that the earth is 4.5 billion years old. The average life expectancy of a human is 81 years old for a female and 76 years for a male. Now, with an average of 78 years, that's 0.000000017% of the amount of time that we as a human being have spent on this earth. So you see, time is not a thing we should worry about. I think Scarlett O'Hara said it famously best, that after all, tomorrow is another day. We need to remember to let God take control. Thy will be done. We need to sit back and let go of the reins and let him guide us. Instead of racing towards the finish line on the freeway, we should sit back and take the old country road and enjoy the views and sights that God has placed before us. So I know it was quick, but I'll end with this question. Are you ready to ride shotgun and go at God's speed? His will, not my will or your will. Not my time or your time, but his time is what we should go by. As soon as we sit back and give it to him, we don't need to worry about it. Because as soon as God has it, it's almost taken care of. It's taken care of. We all have worries and troubles that we sit back and endure every day. But if you have the faith in the Lord to go to him in prayer or in public and say, Lord, I love you. I want you to help me. He'll reach out that right hand, extend it, and help pick you up.